No such phone as waterproof, but there exist water-resistant smartphones as their company portrays them to be. Now, water-resistant smartphone can be used in water-related issues such as bathing in a swimming pool, in bathroom, accidental splash of water, accidental fell of the smartphone in water, and issues like that without the fear of this phone being damaged at all, although they can be damaged. Now, if you are just joining this channel for the first time, press that subscribe button and that bell notification so that when next we drop an exciting video like this, you'll be the first to be notified. So without wasting much of our time, let's dive into discussion of the day. But before then, let's clarify what is waterproof and water resistance. Now, waterproof smartphone, these are smartphones, even though they don't exist, these are smartphones that are 100% impermeable to water. That is, no any form or no way in which water can penetrate into them. Whereas water resistance are smartphones that resist water from permitting them or from entering into their system to a certain degree. That's if all the condition of the resistivity of the water is being met, then they are going to be what? Water resistance if that condition is being met. If you look closely at the feature, at the package of the current smartphone you are using, you see something written at the either top, middle, or wherever it is being inscribed on that package. IP maybe 12, IP 68, and so forth. Now, this IP XS and thereof is, let me say, annotation for water resistance and dust resistance. Now, the IP stands for ingress and P stands for protection. That is, anything entering into that foreign object entering into the smartphone. So that's why it's called ingress protection. So it's usually in 4 characters, the I and P, and the 2 digits that follows after. So the first digit stands for dust resistance, in which we're not discussing about that. We're discussing about the water resistance. Now, the second digit, does, or the, let me say, the last digits, which is the water resistance, is usually calibrated from 0 to 9. So 0 stands for no any resistance, while 9 stands for the highest number in which that smartphone that has been inscribed with 9 to be. That's the highest resistance of the IEC Commission. That's the International Electrochemical Commission. Those are the bodies that put that such phone in test. So now, when you see a certain phone that has either 7, 8, 9, so they are the form of, let me say, they are the form of smartphones that resists water in the highest form. So when next you see a smartphone, you know, okay, this is to a certain level at which this phone can resist water. Now back to what we are to discuss today. How do manufacturers achieve this water resistance? There are 4 to 5 ways in which this smartphone manufacturer achieve this water resistance. Now, number 1 is the enclosure. There are 3 enclosure in which generally they are used for covering this phone. One is the metallic, second one is the glass, and the third one is the plastic, which is the least. And this plastic do allow water to diffuse into it at a certain temperature, but the metal and the glass can deter water to a certain limit. The second one is a thinly double-sided film in which has glue at both ends that are being used to cement the screen to the chassis of the phone, because when the screen are being glued to the chassis, there is a thin space in within them. So a double-sided gum glue film is being placed in within the screen and the chassis so that it's going to repel water from entering it. Number 3 way is by using rubber gasket. Now this rubber gasket are being placed in the interior part of this smartphone. Now there are openings such as the earpiece, the speaker, the mouthpiece, the charging point and stuffs. Now those openings are being covered or are being protected in the interior part with a rubber gasket, so that when water enters through those openings, the rubber gasket is going to what is going to deter the water from entering into the system. Now the fourth one is by the use of a thinly mesh. There are ports or vents that are inscribed or that are being designed on this phone, such as the speaker vent, the mouthpiece vent. Now this vent has to be there because they are for the normal function of these speakers, because if they are not there, they can't function, because this accessory needs ear to function well. That's the speaker. Without the ear, they can't function. The mouthpiece, without it can't function. So they use a thinly mesh to cover that vent, so that it's going to be breathable. That's air can enters and comes out, but it deters water from entering it. That mesh is being designed to deter water from entering into the system. The fifth one is by the use of glue. Now this glue usually used to cement some accessory together, like the screen, like the back cover and stuff like that, to be together, so that it's going to be cemented together. Now this glue, they are being designed to in a form that they deter water from entering into the system, but at a certain level. Now the least, which is the sixth form of protection which manufacturer use, is by the use of polymer coating, or let me say nano coating. Now this nano coating are being placed on the printed circuit board, so that even if water should enters into the system of the smartphone, it's not going to damage the printed circuit board. But not on all the printed circuit board that this nano coating is being placed. It's just being placed at some strategic place. Why? Because if this printed circuit board should be nano coated together, if there is a fault on this board, it's going to be difficult to be rectified. With all these 6 steps, manufacturer compile them together in designing smartphone to resist water. So even with this, water can still damage our smartphone. There are several ways in which water can damage them, in the sense that all these protections are not 100%. For example, the rubber gasket being used under high pressure, water can penetrate them. Under some certain condition, high pressure, high temperature, water can diffuse through plastic, can diffuse through glass to enter the system. And another way in which water too can enter the system is the mesh. It has a certain degree in which it can deter water from entering it. So, and there is what we call aging. Now these materials, they age due to wear, due to the chemical components they come in contact, because they are being used under certain condition. When they are being certified that okay, this is to a certain degree in which this phone can deter water or can resist water from entering them. Now for example, the water they are being used are fresh water, but taking for example, most water we use or we come in contact with, they are usually being treated with chemicals. Now this chemical can nullify or can react with those materials that are being used to deter water from entering the system and degrade them, so that water will now be able to permeate or to penetrate into this system. So when next you are using your smartphone, be very careful You be very careful as you use it and to the kind of water you come in contact with. All this being said, you will know that okay, water resistance or waterproof as a company may pose the phone to be is not 100%. But under normal circumstances and all conditions being met, when there is water related issue, that's when the phone is being used under those conditions, then you'll be rest assured that okay, your phone is going to be protected to a certain limit. But don't overdo it by submerging the phone inside water for a lengthy period, or by going to do a 1 hour video or snap and shots. But you can still use your smartphone under a certain period, maybe 2 to 5 minutes inside rain, water, and salt. So if you find value with this video, please remember to like the video, share, and as well press that subscribe button and bell notification as well to subscribe to our channel, so that when next we drop an exciting video like this, you will be the first to be notified. Thanks for watching. Until I come your way next time.